Quentin Johnston, TCU wide receiver from Temple High School, with us on 365 Sports. So what a start to the year. What a great win at home against Oklahoma State. Kansas State this week. Quentin, thanks for your time. I covered you when you were at Temple, and you obviously made a lot of big plays, and you were a man among boys in many ways. But in the next level of college, it's not that easy. What has been the most difficult part of your transition?
I mean, just the overall gameplay and like how fast the game is, and you know obviously size of everybody in college and everybody in college, especially at a D1 level, had the skill set of everybody is just on a different level. So it was just me having to be get settled in and kind of having to work harder than I did in high school.
Not that you weren't physical, but it seems like you've taken your game even to another level. You've got the spin move, we'll discuss that, but you're breaking tackles. 10 tackles in the 14 catches you had against Kansas were broken tackles. Is that something you work on, or is that just something you've gotten stronger?
I mean, from time to time, that's something I work on, but it's never been my main focus. Obviously, my main focus being actually catching the ball. But I think that's just coming from me, just kind of growing up playing, running back in different positions in the backfield. That just kind of forced me to kind of get away from everybody that was bigger than me at the time. But obviously this year, the new coaching staff, forced a lot of nutrition and stuff to us, which obviously have made me, gain more weight and kind of get strong. So that helps as well.
Well, you want to know how old I am? I covered Malcolm Kelly when he was at Longview High School, so that takes you back a long, long way. So tell Malcolm Kelly that Smokey said hi. Fantastic player at Longview. What he did at Oklahoma, he's a hell of a coach as well. What have you learned from him?
From him, just kind of don't. He always tells me like don't let the big stage, kind of scare you. He always says, like, with a player like me, because he sees a lot of himself in me, being a bigger receiver, kind of take the moment for what it is, but don't dwell in it. He says it's just like high school, once you get used to the plays and stuff, and just at the end of the day, play fast and make the same plays that I've been making in high school and everything else to come into his own.
Will you share the conversation you had with him during the Oklahoma game, because you were drawing obviously a lot of double teams and you weren't able to get many touches because they were so concentrated on you? Do you remember that conversation you had with him when you and him were talking?
I don't remember the whole thing, but I remember parts of it. He just kept telling me to stay focused because he felt like I was getting frustrated, obviously not getting the ball, at times. But he was just kind of telling me to look at like the upside of things, which I was. I wasn't just all the way in the dumps about not getting the ball, because obviously it was opening up like my other receivers, like Savion on the outside, and then Tay Barber and Darius Davis. So he just told me to like literally just keep doing exactly what I'm doing, kind of being that deep threat and having more than one defender gravitate towards me, because at the end of the day that was gonna open something else up. So once I kind of like put that into perspective, everything was good.
I think you said, Coach, we are winning, because you understood that whatever they were drawing towards you would open up the other weapons you have. Have you ever watched tape of Malcolm when he was in college?
Oh yeah, for sure. As soon as he started recruiting me, I found some stuff with him when they played. Oregon. Oregon is one of the ones I remember. Clearly, for whatever reason, no specific reason, I remember that one more than others, but yeah.
Stat I got from guys that cover TCU, Brian Estridge, the voice of TCU, John Denton, and others, that you've caught more balls in 6 games this year, 34, than you did all of last year, and that was 33. Did you even know that?
I actually didn't know that, but that's a good information to know.
And it's all about, could have been a tough transition. Coach Patterson's out. You have a couple of games still to be played, and then Sonny Dykes comes in. We know all about his history and what he does on offense. What was that transition like, and how much of an influence has Sonny Dykes had on Quentin Johnston?
Yeah, obviously with the transition, like any other transition anywhere, whether it be in a sport or not a sport, it was obviously kind of weird, just for everybody, just because like obviously we didn't know them, we didn't know kind of like what they were going to bring to the table, who all they were going to bring in the coaching staff. But Coach Dykes came in, with kind of was like just like reassuring everybody that we weren't going to take any steps back with them being there. We were going to actually take steps forward, and it was just kind of a good feeling for everybody to know that, understand that, buy into that, and then obviously with him being a offensive head coach, that was my first time having an offensive head coach. Like even in high school, it was a defensive minded head coach. So obviously that was very eye opening to me. It was like, all right, like we're gonna have a more air raid style type of offense, which is going to be good for me, not only for me, but for the other receivers on the outside and the inside. So like once we got through with like the spring workouts, summer workouts and stuff, and actually start putting plays, and then we started to realize how good we could be.
Okay, Max Duggan has obviously stepped up. He's played before. He started many games before. Tough guy, throwing the ball really well when Chandler Morris went down. Well, your thoughts? How would you describe Max Duggan?
So he's very, a calm dude, very, 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 very level-headed. But I think you said it best just now. A very tough dude. Inside and out. Kind of just want to give an example of that from last year. The last few games he was battling with a foot injury. I think he had a broken bone in his foot, but he was getting, he was getting medicine for it and playing on it. Week in and week out, which was kind of motivational for us as a team. But he's literally running around on 1 foot. So just the heart and passion of him, kind of brings everybody else up.
Quentin Johnston, former Temple High star, now at TCU. You were honored a couple of weeks ago, the Earl Campbell Tyler Rose Award after the game with Kansas, and you were nominated again this week. I think Max is the one announced as the winner this week. What does stuff like that, what do honors and awards, or at least that kind of attention, mean to you?
It means a lot. It means that starting from Tuesday when our practice starts all the way to Saturday, that's the work I've been putting in, paid off. At the same time, I kind of sit back and enjoy it for a minute, but I try not to dwell on it too much and get caught up into it because obviously there is more games, and I want to keep being nominated or whatever it is, week in and week out.
I mentioned your physicality this year, and you have this stiff arm now, and I'm sure that's something that's just natural. But you now have developed this spin move, and I'm not saying you didn't do that before, but it just seems like you really have just created huge extra yards after catch. Is that something that's instinctive or something you work on?
I think more or less it's more instinctive, if anything. Kind of just transitioning from basketball. Obviously I'm not, I wouldn't be opposed in the NBA or anything like that, but when I was little and stuff, and then through high school I was opposed. So obviously a little post move, you back down, try to fake one way, and then go up with the other hand. It was just kind of muscle memory at that point. And it kind of just translated to football field. You've
been a part of some nice wins at TCU, but what was it like after that win against Oklahoma State at Amon Carter?
Yeah, it was almost overwhelming. Because obviously the overtime was a hard fought game between both teams. Both the teams were undefeated and stuff like that. So we already kind of knew what type of atmosphere was going to be there. Packed house for the second time this year, which was amazing and good. Obviously a good thing for us. But as soon as the clock hit 0, everybody rushed the field. It was like I could do nothing but just sit there and smile, give out a few screams. But it was overall. It was fun. It was very exciting and electric atmosphere.
Couple more things for you, Quentin. Thanks for your time today. K-State is next. It's a battle for the top of the Big 12. They play really good defense. Obviously, we know what they do on offense, but defensively, they're very, very salty, very, very fundamentally strong. What do you see in what they bring to the table?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, very, very, very. They got some bigger guys than what we used to see this year on the outside of type DBs. But I mean, like with that just comes like a bigger challenge for us that we're gonna have to step up to. Like obviously being more polished up on like technique stuff and stuff like that, kind of stack and get hands off. Like as far as being a receiver, things of that nature. But like I feel like it'll be a good challenge for us.
You sound happy. You sound like at peace. What's it like to feel the way you do right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing feeling not only for me, but like for my family and friends back at home. Kind of, I give them something on the weekends to look at on TV. It's just like overjoying.
Temple and Harker Heights this week. Are you gonna? I know you're worried about Kansas State, but do you keep up with the scores when they come down?
Oh yeah, for sure. They always have the scores on Facebook on the little Temple Facebook page. So I'm refreshing it, every 5 minutes on Fridays.
Thank you for the time, Quentin Johnston, Earl Campbell Tyler Rose Award winner last week, Max Duggan this week, TCU wide receiver from Temple High School on 365 Sports.
Thanks to Mark